Howdy everyone, this is LockNutz, and you're watching episode 9 of the Smallin and Ballin series on Frühling. Hopefully you'll stick around to see what happens. Howdy, 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 how are you guys doing today? Oh my goodness, I tell you what, we are out here rocking and rolling, getting our fields ready to plant. Oh yeah, you betcha. We were taking care of some things earlier on in the day. I mean, this is pretty much taking place shortly after the last episode, so we're really just picking up where we left off. We had finished harvesting all of our fields that were ours. All that stuff was taken care of. I don't think we did any contracts. Maybe we did. I honestly, I don't remember off the top of my head. But we're out here. It's getting a little bit later on in the day. We're rocking and rolling, trying to get our fields prepped and ready because I want to get my seeds in the ground today yet. And with that being said, I did end up hiring a helper to handle a little bit of the rolling to get these rocks back in the ground. Now, he's not doing a perfect job, but you know what? Doing good enough that I'll just have to go back and do a little bit of spot rolling. I was just say spot priming, but that's not right. Doing a little bit of spot rolling just to get that stuff back into the ground. I figure why not? What the heck? On the flip side of things, though, I'm still not 100% sure what I want to go with for our other field. This one here definitely is going to be wheat, but I'm not sure what that other field is going to end up being. Now, I had something brought up to me just a little while ago. Earlier today, I think it was. Not really sure off the top of my head. When we were talking about our oil. It's not really oil, it's diesel. My bad. The diesel here. Now, one of the things, like I said, this facility was modded and was changed around a little bit, tweaked by our good friend Taz, and he wanted me to remind you guys that these are not what normally comes in here. I believe it comes with like little gas cans, if I remember correctly. And we decided to go ahead and make like these barrels. You'll actually find these barrels in other places on the farm here. I don't normally like wanting to do this all the time, but we'll pop up here. See, so this is exactly what we have on there. It's this barrel, and it fits with the map really, really well. So he told me, I got to remind you guys that, hey, that's not how it comes. That was something that he had put in there. Now, since we're up here, we'll run up here and take a peek at what we got going on out here, because what I ended up doing is I ended up selling that other roller. I could not stand that. We have time is an issue on our hands, so we got this little bad mamma jamma right here. Now, this little bad mamma jamma is the Knoche CWF300. Let me get rocking and rolling. That little bad mamma jamma, I think it was only like 500, not 500, like 5,300, something like that, to go ahead and purchase. It's not too bad at all. It's a 3-meter working width. As you can see, he's clipping along pretty good. Now that is a mod, and it's by VertexDezign. It is cross-platform friendly, and it is 4.56 megabytes to download. Like all the other mods, I'll make sure I go ahead and put that in the description. Not too shabby, though. Not too shabby. I got it for 2 different reasons. One of the reasons is I'm just leasing it for the time being. Let me start off there. I'm leasing that thing for the time being. On ModHub, in the description of this thing, it actually shows that on the front of a tractor, and then a seeder on the back of the tractor. I'd like to go ahead and give that a shot sometime. Unfortunately, the tractors that I have right now, that is not an option. So we're just going to have to make do with the time being, or make do with what we got for the time being. Let's see, let's get this out of here. Keep this rocking and rolling. So we have gone ahead and mulched all of our fields. Everything's prepped and ready to go. This is all set. And as for what we're gonna do with all of that that diesel over there, I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure yet. If you guys remember, I was talking before about, I think it was on the last episode. One of the things that I'd like to go ahead and do is I'd like to plow that grass field up there. Well, I just cut the grass. So I'm trying to debate if I go ahead and put the shop up there, the one by OmaTana. Do I put that up there right now and then deal with the consequences later? I don't know. Maybe it might be easy enough to plow around it. I'm not 100% sure. I guess I could put the store down here, but I don't know. I really don't want to do that. To me, that seems like it's, well, it is a conversation between you and me. That almost seems like I'm cheating a little too much on that one. It's a bridge too far, I'd have to say. Now, I have the space there, so obviously it makes a ton of sense to do that there, but on the flip side of things, I also have other plans for that area. I don't want to let you in just yet, but I do have plans for that area over there, so I don't necessarily want to clutter it up with a bunch of other things right off the bat. I want to at least be able to give myself the room to expand and do the other little bits and pieces that we got going on. Now, other side of things. You guys may have noticed we've had a couple more of these episodes rocking and rolling on out. Well, part of that is I have time on my hands right now. Like I mentioned in an episode or two ago that I had surgery, and now I'm kind of at the mercy of the doctors. They're telling me can't go back to work just yet. Gotta wait. We gotta make sure. Gotta check you out. Gotta do everything ready to rock and ready to roll. So I'm sitting here healing up and having an opportunity to get out here and do a little bit of Smallin and Ballin. The best way that I can. So I'm really having fun having all this opportunity to get out here, rock and roll, and do all this stuff. But eventually, these episodes will slow back down again when I do run into the time constraints of having to work and doing all the other little bits and bobs that you normally do from on a day-to-day type of scenario. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I guess we'll just kind of cross that bridge when we get there, when things slow down and when all that jazz starts to happen. Not sure, but until that time, we are going to muscle on forward. You betcha. You betcha. I came over here to kind of check this out, see where this was. This is looking pretty good. The reason for that is I have a contract. Just one contract, I believe, is all we have right now. Let's see this right here. We have this cultivating contract that I've accepted. That's for field 13. That's right over where we're at now. This sowing contract right here, I'm not sure what I want to do. For one of the first times on the map, I have noticed, not the first, but one of the first times, I've noticed that this field 10 is actually changing the crop that's in the ground. It wants me to do potatoes. I can't plant potatoes the way we're at, so actually, let's go ahead and check right now, because I don't remember off the top of my head. Let's take a look at the potato technology. I believe it's this guy right here. 150 horsepower. So by doing this, this would max me out. And unfortunately, we don't have any of those modded planters or anything like that that can do absolutely everything yet. So I'm kind of stuck. at the mercy of what's going on right here. So it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. It could definitely be worse. But ultimately, it's not that bad. Now, I'm going to actually set this guy up and have this guy start rocking and rolling over here for me right now. We got to get stuff planted, or I should say seeded at the time being, so we'll go ahead and deal with that in a little while, but I knew this guy was getting pretty close to the end, so we'll get this thing up and running. We'll get our seeding, or I should say our seed bed, made up nice and neat. Yeah, as you can see, it does miss some things, but it also doesn't overlap everything, kind of like I would do. Uh-oh. Were those stones too big of stones? Let's see what's going on with this. They don't look too big. Maybe I just hit it at the wrong angle. It was just a funny angle. Oh, well, it is what it is. All right, so that's kind of where we're sitting for right now. I'm going to keep rocking and rolling with this, get this little spot rolling taken care of, get this ready to rock. And like I said, I'm not sure what we're planting out here yet, so I guess you guys will know when I know, and I'll know eventually. Yeah, eventually. Alrighty then, we are back at it, rocking and rolling. Well, actually, we're not rocking and rolling. We're just doing a little bit of seeding, you betcha. Now, I have gone ahead and decided what was going to be done on the other field. And since we have that biodiesel plant, I think it almost makes sense. We just go with canola. We get what we get off of it, and that'll all go towards our expansion, because let's face it, we're kind of in a position here where we got two fields. We're kind of stuck in this, I wouldn't say rut, but we're kind of stuck in this position where we can't really start taking over the world until we start making a couple extra bucks. And one of those ways, obviously, is to go ahead and, well, make some biodiesel. I mean, there's nothing like getting some of those biodiesel bucks, you know, whenever we get to that point, whenever we start selling that stuff. I mean, that's just what we're going to end up having to do. That's where it's going to go. And with that being said, we do also have to go ahead and get that total price to make sure we pay that back. Just as a reminder, what we're doing for the biodiesel, it costs, I think it's $34,000. I haven't made any sales of diesel yet, so I'm not overly concerned with the price just yet. I think it's like $34,000, and what we have to do until we pay back the biodiesel guy, however you want to say it, we need to go ahead and, for all the sales that we make, half of our sale has to go to paying back the biodiesel guy. So, I mean, that's just going to end up being one of those things that we're going to end up having to do. It's we're going to have to deal with that, however you want to look at it. But with that being said, it's just another form of income that we can have coming in a little bit faster. Now, from what I remember, I'd have to double check. I think diesel prices do stay the same. They really don't fluctuate or anything like that. So that is going to be a constant thing. Whenever we have enough diesel to go ahead and sell, or we want to sell, it's going to be good to go. It's going to be ready to rock. It's going to be ready to roll. And we don't have to worry about really anything else. It's going to be... We're not going to have to wait. Essentially is what I'm trying to say, is we're not going to have to wait all year long to be able to sell stuff at the very best price. Ooh, looks like we got a little spot there that missed. Maybe we got a couple spots right there that missed. We'll go ahead and see if we can hit this here really quick. I don't want to have these barren spots on the field. Okay, I'm going to try backing up here just a little bit. I don't know if there is a spot right there or not. Probably. I'll be honest with you, I don't really That, man, geez, that is a good sized lump right there. I don't remember ever hitting that thing when I was out here harvesting or planting or plowing or anything like that before, so I know it's not new. I'm just not observant enough to remember it, I guess. It is what it is. I really can't do much about that. So full disclosure, guys, one of the things that ended up happening here is I do have the farm all up on the other field, rocking and rolling. It's rolling our seed down so we can get that state in. And I actually ran out of cash. Ran right out of cash, and I didn't want to slow stuff down, so I did take out some money. I took out $5,000, just another chunk. I immediately stopped seeding this field out here, and I went over to that field right there and completed our contract. So that got us an extra $2,600, put us in a position where I could pay that stuff back, and now he's back out there rocking and rolling. Not proud of it. Wasn't one of my best moments, but it was just something I needed to do to keep that thing rocking and rolling. So we got that going for us. One of the things that I did end up doing here is after everything was all said and done, I rolled the field and then I did fertilize it right away. This one and the field 12 up here as well. I did the exact same thing to both of them. So we should be... Oh, no, I didn't do this field. Shoot, forgot to do this field. Well, that stinks. Gosh darn it all. Ah, man. All right, let's get this out of there. That looks like that's good. That looks like that's good. So this field up here, this already has one state of fertilizer on it. It's been rolled. I should be able to go ahead and fertilize it again and get another state on it. I'm going to actually grab our fertilizer, come down over here, fertilize this field really quick, and then come up here and then have rolling, and maybe I can get it done right afterwards. I don't know. Time will tell. We will see. But it's pretty darn cool, I'm thinking. It's pretty darn cool. We're making progress. Our second, not second harvest, but our second harvest is going in the ground right now. And to me, this just seems like a very, very neat thing. It's a good first step forward, last step forward, however you want to look at it. It means we're making progress, and that's super, super cool. It's making me super well, excited. I'm excited to see how this all keeps on going, sees how it keeps rocking and rolling forward. It really is neat just to watch the story unfold in front of us. It really is pretty darn cool. Okay, so I'll have to do a little bit of touch-up on that, I think. Now, I did just leave my fertilizer right out here, and I'm going to do the same thing with my seeder. Just kind of dump this off right off to the side of the road right now. I know we still have time. It's getting longer days. They're getting farther into summer. We're going to have longer days, longer amounts of time to work, but I still am paranoid on how long it's going to take to do everything. I am still trying to stay very conscious about what we got going on here. And as you can see also, I'm running a little bit shy on my fertilizer here. So we'll see what we can do. Maybe we can get this done in one pass, hopefully, and maybe we can start picking up some more contracts. Although, you know, we probably won't be getting any fertilizing contracts. Maybe we will have one or two pop up for us, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I know the fertilizing contracts are very low effort, very high yielding cash reward, but still, I think we got just a little bit. We have to go ahead and harvest a lot of these other fields first before we can get ourselves in a position where that's something we're going to worry about. Let's see here. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to turn the screen back up here. I did have to turn that down when I was doing a little bit of screwballing. Let's try this right here. See how this ends up looking. Oh yeah, that's way more than we need. Let's try and go down one. Yeah, that might get us there. That might get us there. Even that's a little big, but I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous to bring it down one more. I think we'll be fine. Either way, it did limit the amount of fertilizer that we threw in there, so we probably will be okay. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to roll this field afterwards. I'm hoping that that creates a second state on here, or make it seem that I can go ahead and throw down another state of fertilizer. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Not too sure how it's going to end up turning out. But we are making progress. We are moving forward. And it is pretty darn exciting, if you do ask me. Now, I'm still trying to figure out to have that grass that is in our fermenting silo. Not sure what I want to do with that. Still mulling that over. I'm kind of leaning more towards just turning it on, making it into silage. But I guess we'll just kind of have to play that by ear. So let's come right here. Like I said, I don't... This one should, because... Oh, shoot. No. Gosh darn. This one here, I know this one should end up working because I fertilized before I even started planting. So this one, that's not going to be an issue whatsoever. That one's going to work out nice and slick. The other one, though, I don't know. Time will tell. We'll figure it out. And I guess I'm just hoping it works. I'm hoping it works. We're running low. 34 liters. We'll see. Man, I don't necessarily want to take out of loan, but I may end up doing it. I know, guys, it doesn't sound right, but I may end up taking out a loan to get some more fertilizer. It may be a temporary loan. We'll see. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. It's nice. It's early in the morning. We have no money. That means it is time for us to sell. We gotta sell our diesel. I can't do anything about it. Oh, man. So, what I ended up doing is I did end up buying that OmaTana sell point. Leave the link for the OmaTana, I think it's farm products or whatever the heck it is. We'll leave that in the description. But what we do have going on right now is, let's hold that down. We will get ourselves up here and rocking and rolling. Now, you guys might be telling yourself, hey, LockNutz, what you get another tractor for? How'd you afford that? Well, that is not the case. This is our tractor. We just have that, we're gonna get schmucked. It's close. We're going. We do have that repair station or service point, whatever the heck you want to call it, right next to the farm now. So we're right at the farm. So I figure, you know what? Why not? Let's do it. Let's go ahead and put the narrows on here for right now, so she's not a double wide trying to make it down a single lane road. Oh gosh, just terrible things. But we'll go up here. We'll make a sell, or make a sale, and as you can see down there in the corner of the screen, we got 1,080 liters. I don't know how much this is going to end up working out to be. I do know that I did some preliminary tests on this a little while ago, and the way it actually ends up is selling this stuff here is about, I think it's 10 to 20% more than what you would get if you were just purchasing the diesel. So this stuff, well, being at biodiesel, it took more. It's going to create a little bit more income coming in for us. So I have a feeling this is going to be a very, very big pay out. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't think of what you'd call it. A payout. Payday for us. It's going to be great. I'm loving it. And right up here is where this point of sale has been put down. Now, like I said, this is part of the OmaTana pack. So we do have that little bad mamma jamma. We'll just drive it right up there and make the sell. And as you can see, I decided, you know what, we'll put it right here. We'll sacrifice some of the grass, but we'll put this in here in a way where it's not going to absolutely cripple us. I was thinking, you know, this is where my concern was. If we were to put this thing out here, well, then I'd have to mow around the darn thing all the time, and I just didn't want to do that. I wanted to do it in a way where it was going to make sense for us, and honestly, this is a way where it's going to make sense for us to be able to come in here, and I'm really not taking up much of my potential grass. So I feel pretty good about it. I really do feel pretty good about it. I'm going to kind of do a little loop-de-loo here, because I'm not beaming with confidence on how this is all going to work out. Okay, so it is starting to sell right now. You can see the amounts going down in the corner there. Just a little bit, get more of this stuff in the trigger location. I'm not sure how big this trigger location is, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'll just let that continue to go. Actually, let's go ahead and put that back up. That way I can have a little indicator on where we're at for cash-wise. Or I should say, how much is left in those barrels back there. And you got to remember, there's 180 liters in all of the barrels. Okay, so it's just this last one that we got right there is what we're waiting for. So once that gets sold off, oh my goodness, we're actually, that's quite a bit. And that's only off of one cycle, too. This is really, really good for us. This is really, really, really good for us. That's gotta be almost done. Let's drop that thing back down. 20. Perfect. That ain't too shabby at all. 477 or $4,773. That's not too shabby at all, guys. Not too shabby at all. I'm pretty excited about that. Pretty stoked. I can't believe that actually happened. That is really, really cool. Ah, man. I almost don't know what to do with that now. That's good. That's good. That is really good. So that was $4,773. Sorry if the screen moved there a little bit. I forgot how much that... I completely forgot to take a look and see how much that building ended up costing. The biodiesel, that was $35,000. We have to pay half of what we got back. So that is 26,000, or not 26,000, that's $2,686 that we end up having to pay back. So we'll go like this right now. Oh, shoot. All right, well, hang tight here. Sometimes this gets a little weird on me. Give me just a second. I'll be back in a minute. All right, for some reason, every once in a while, that my power tools thing here just doesn't work out the way it's supposed to, so I have to exit out of the game, or not exit out of the game, save it back out and come back in. So add remove money, we're going to go ahead and subtract $2,686. Booyah. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want to do, and we're going to go ahead and subtract that from our 35,000 so we know where we're at. And that leaves us owing $32,314. So not too bad overall. Could be worse, could be much, much worse, but it all worked out just fine. So that's pretty slick. Now we do have a couple of contracts we can get ourselves rocking and rolling with right off the bat. And they are some harvesting contracts. I think we have 3 harvesting contracts and 1 spraying contract. So I'm looking forward to all of that, especially especially if we have a little extra canola thing. I don't know if we do, though. I don't remember even what the contracts were. Soybeans, okay, that's fine. Canola, yes. Well, it's a super small field, so we'll see. And then sorghum, so not too bad. We do have one sowing contract. We're going to plant some sunflower seeds, and then we have one spraying contract. Now, as for the planting, the sunflower seeds one, that one we are going to go ahead and borrow the equipment. It actually worked out pretty slick. We're going to leave that there for just a second. It did end up working out pretty slick from what I gather. I believe, I'm going to have to double check, but I believe what we're going to end up with is one tractor that's 150 horsepower and one planter that is 150 horsepower as well. Spraying contract, we're not going to use this at all. We're going to be using just the tank and the sprayer. That's it. So we have the Favorite 515C, and then we do have this planter. This planter right here needs 150 to operate. This guy right here, we'll go ahead and double check that really quick here. I believe it should be okay. Let's see. I think it's this guy, and then I think it has the 115, and that puts us at 150 horsepower, so that's perfect. This is right at the very edge. That's what I thought it was, but I just wanted to double check that. So that's where we're at for right now. We got stuff we got to get going. We got to rock and roll. We got to make some more cash. We're paying some stuff off. It's all working out pretty slick. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of these contracts up and running, rocking and rolling, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be getting things done, and we're going to be getting things done relatively... Oh, no. Come on. I was going to say we're going to be getting things done relatively fast, but as you can see, I'm already riding the struggle bus on this one, so I guess we'll kind of play this one by ear, and we'll find out what ends up happening. So I guess I'll catch up with you guys after a little while. Not sure when it's going to be, but it will be at some point. I guess that's kind of obvious, but sometimes I just got to say it out loud to make myself feel good. All right, so here we are out and about taking care of some contracts. I got our cedar all taken care of, or I should say our planter. He's out there, he's rocking and rolling, doing a little bit of planting. Actually, I kind of goofed up on that one. I went to the buying point for all these loose materials, or not necessarily loose materials, but your the lime sell point, lime seed and fertilizer sell point that's right on the other side of the trees over there. And what I accidentally did is I accidentally filled the tank up with fertilizer. Now, that was frustrating. It was very, very frustrating. Actually left me with pretty much nothing left for cash, and that was quite unsettling. Unfortunately, or I should say fortunately, if you remember, we had the issue with trying to oh my goodness, this is just getting bad real quick. We had that issue with the barrels up there, being able to pay back the money that we needed to pay back. So what ended up happening is, and actually, you know what? Now that I reset all this stuff, that money never got paid back. Okay, well, let's take care of that again, I guess. All right, so let's get on here. Add, remove money. Subtract. What was it? $2,686. Okay. Now that that's all taken care of, what I had ended up doing is I accidentally had filled that entire thing up with fertilizer. Tapped me out for money, and I barely had enough money for seeds. So what I ended up doing is I ended up going back to the previous save, because that was not my intention. I didn't know where the trigger points were for that thing. Hopefully everybody understands. Comment down below, did I make the right choice or should I be penalizing myself even more? Oh man, such a pain in the butt. I couldn't believe I had done that. So that's kind of where we're sitting at right now. You know, I'm kind of liking this tractor here like this. One of the neat things about this is you can see I can actually take and slide the tires in, slide them out, you know. I guess to simulate, depending on whatever your crop is, whatever your crop width is, so you're not going ahead and driving over the crops. You can keep it your wheels inside the rows. Pretty slick, pretty darn slick. One of the things that I did notice though when I was, let's get this thing out of here. One of the things I did notice when I went back to the main farm to start gathering our bits and pieces, the stuff that we need to keep rocking and rolling, is we have weeds on our fields. We have weeds on our fields. Now, I don't have the cash to be able to buy a weeder right now. I have one in mind. And I'm pretty excited to go ahead and get it. But unfortunately, like I said, I just don't have the cash right now. So my thought is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take care of these contracts here. Like I said, we got a handful of them. We'll get them all mustered out. We'll get them taken care of. And we will use our profits from that. There's one little spot right back over here. And added 0 liters. Good. Perfect. Oh, man, I hate that. You know, when you guys go ahead and you're doing this and you have, like, that one little spot that you want to go ahead and grab and, like, all right, I'm going to go get that so I can complete everything, and it adds nothing. Oh, that's so frustrating. Oh, boy. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and use our profits off of doing these couple contracts in order to get our weeder. And I don't want to lease the weeder. I want to buy the weeder. So in this case, I want to get this stuff done. I know we have more than enough stuff out here and more than enough contracts to be able to get the cash that we need. But I guess with that being said, you know, we're sacrificing not paying our loan back again. It's one of them things where, you know what, I think we're sitting on a little bit of a loan, and it's not the end of the world. Especially when it means, you know, we're just kind of getting ourselves up and running. I still feel like, even though I think we're in year 2 of the game, or of the playthrough here, I still feel like we're in the setting up phase. Now, we have 3 fields, 2 of which are something that we can actually put crops in the ground. The other one is a grass field, and it is what it is. You know, it's not anything glorious. It's not anything crazy. I have a feeling that with the biodiesel facility that we got going on right there, we will be able to go ahead and make some money, relatively good money here. And with that being said, we should be able to rock and roll and start buying some more fields when the time comes. Now, when the time comes with all these fields, I think one of the things I'd like to try and do is I'd like to try and buy the fields after they've been harvested. It can be by me, it can be by whatever, but I'd like to do the fields after they've been harvested. That way it's kind of like I'm not just picking, you know, what's there and what's available. I think that's kind of a fair way of looking at doing this. I just got to pop in here because I don't remember what we're doing with this one. Where does this one go? The market stall? Is that the one we just put up? Let's see here. Tag place. Ah, son of a gun. That is the one we just put up. Okay. Well, that's neat. Well, I guess it's kind of neat. That means that I'm probably, if that's got the best prices, that means I'm probably going to end up having to go there a lot. Just kind of unfortunate. I kind of like the idea of driving off to the grain mill and taking care of that, and then going to the oil mill and these various different locations. I'd personally rather do that than have to go to locations that we put down. I think by doing this, it kind of takes away a little bit of the ambiance of the map, if you will. Let's go ahead and get this in here. I don't know if I'll be able to do this that well. I guess it's working out okay. All right. That does mean we will be driving over our grass a lot, and it is unfortunate, but it is what it is. There's not much we can do about it. We were trying to maximize our grass yield that we'd end up with, so it is what it is. We'll just keep on rocking and rolling and doing what we can here. Let's see. I'll try and stop this so we can take a little bit of that extra sorghum and bank it. I believe the chickens can go ahead and have this, so that'd be not a bad alternative from the wheat that we're also growing. All right, come on. Oh, 451 liters. Well, it is what it is. It was a necessity in order to get that stuff done, so oh well. I'll be okay with it. Hopefully you guys will be okay with it too. And if you guys are okay with it, go ahead and smash that like button. I tell you what, that'd be awfully, awfully cool. Hit that subscription. It really does help the channel out a ton. I tell you what, go ahead and turn that notification bell on and have it set to all. That way you know when this and other great videos are coming out by myself. Go ahead and share this with somebody who likes sorghum. I tell you what, there's nothing like a good, healthy helping of sorghum in your life. Oh man, we got an empty tank up there. We'll have to take care of that. Fill that back up. Filling it up in the right way. I tell you what, I think that's what we got to go ahead and do. And I'll keep on getting out here, trucking along, getting stuff taken care of. Oh, those weeds are absolutely terrible in there. We definitely will have to get that taken care of as well. And until we get to that point, guys, thanks for stopping by.